So while I'm a huge fan of the entry grade RX-78 for the price and what it does, it's great. But the high grade Origin RX-78 is also really awesome. Probably my favorite high grade of the RX-78 just because of what you can do with it. And that's because I never actually saw the or read the manga of the Origin, but from what I understand, the RX-78 went through some changes, and the model can do that too. There's an early type version and there's a middle type version. So you basically just change a few parts around. And from looking at pictures, I think I've done a little amalgamation of both. Because you have different shoulder armor. You'd be used to the RX-72 with like flat shoulder armor. These ones, you got these little bars, reminiscent of, what is it, the Ground Gundam. I have these, which I think that's what would like strap parts of like the parachute pack. You got this like Vulcan here and whatever this thingy is. And then you got like a cannon on the shoulder or on the backpack. And you have these little like guns on the arms. I have it on the one here. But it's also extremely detailed. Like it's very, very nicely detailed in terms of a high grade. Much more either like real grade or master grade in terms of the panel lining anyways. And the head looks pretty good. Not my favorite head of the RX-72, but it's good. It's good. I like it. And posability up the wazoo. Got this really nice hinge in the neck. So you've got like double ball joint and then a hinge to go with it. So very nice in that respect. Arms, they got this really cool setup where there's like a piece inside, like the polycap is inside this bracket piece, so it can come out, but then it can also go up. And then the arms are kind of standard, but man, I love that bend. And that double elbow is really nice. And the torso, check that. Look at that. That's crazy. It can kind of get stuck sometimes. You got to push it back. If you don't have it like pulled out all the way, it might get caught here. But it's not really that big of a deal. And even the waist, nice and free, which means you don't have to worry about the skirts going up and then getting caught. You can get them out of the way. The only thing is the back skirt doesn't move. I think that would be pretty much perfect if it could. But legs, super free. And that's really nice for a high grade. They even molded in pistons. They don't work, but they're there. That's nice, right? Feet, also great, and you even have that little section of the toe, which I like this one better than most high grades that do that, because it's more of a, oh, squeaky, hear that? Because it's a thicker piece. It's not just a little end of the tippy toe. It's actually pretty got good friction. That's what I'm looking for. So great posability, can't really have a problem with that. I do have a bit of a problem with the beam saber handle here. The way it goes in, these handles are just kind of holding on for dear life, much like the original high grade RX-72 from, what was it, 2000? 2001? The backpack cannon has some nice hinging going on, but it also, I don't know, the way they use the polycaps they use in here are not that good at like keeping things nice and solid. So a little disappointing. Now another thing that the Origin does is it has the shield, at least I think the early type version uses the shield upside down, so where we're used to like this, it's like this. And I can't get used to that, I'm sorry. It's a neat little thing, and I'm going to do it for this guy. But it's just kind of weird. And it's got its own little track, which means you can flip it around and have it the proper way if you want. But yeah, I'm going to keep it like that just because it does kind of make sense that you'd have it up here so you can shield his, like, see through the eye hole. But that's just never the way he's done it, so, like, before now. So I'm not going to do it. And you also get two guns. You get, I'm not really sure which is which, because this is obviously the original, like the one we're known. We know from the RX-78 too. But this one is really nice. It just like how it has this like bigger portion here. It just looks like this one, but like modified. Or maybe this is modified from, maybe this is like the early type. I should have looked. But like the sensor kind of gets blocked. It's like, oh, where? I can't see. Yeah. And you got the extra handle just kind of tucked in here. I like that. It looks like part of it and then just kind of pops out. And even a flip out, where'd it go? There it is. Flip out peg. So you can hold it on the back. Or even on the arm. It's the same port. Looks weird with the extra hand, of course, because you get quite a few extra hands. Like you got the fists, you got even open ones. And I just like the fact you can have each hand holding a gun, because it has two trigger finger hands, which isn't common anymore. Dual wield with your RX-78. He's got so many guns now. That's pretty nice. And you can also put the shield on the back if you want. And little thrusters there can move, that's nice, right? RX-78 Origin is great. So great, in fact, that I saw several on Temu and even that Superbuy place, which I don't know if I'll ever get anything from them again, but I think the next logical step was the G3. So, I don't know if any of these ones I'm going to be showing in the next few minutes are even normal releases. I'm going to assume this guy is, like some kind of exclusive P-Band, I think, because G3 is like, it's like, the G3 for the RX-78 is like Nemesis Prime for Optimus Prime. Like, if you're gonna give an Optimus Prime, a Nemesis Prime is right around the corner. Oh, and I forgot that the Origin has a bazooka. I don't know why my official one doesn't have the bazooka. It must have come off, I just put it in the box, because it has a little clip, which you have to, like, you know, if you don't have it attached, you gotta keep it somewhere. I do appreciate it when they have little flip-out pieces that can just clip on, but they're not always the best to hold. This holds great. I can't really complain with the results. But yeah, has a big sticker, got some movable parts here. It looks nice. These always move. I don't know why. Like, what is this for anyway? Just the extra handle maybe to hold it at the end? I have no idea. But it works well. It has little. They all have little pegs on both sides. It's nice to have be a lefty or a righty, whatever you might like. And this one actually came with 2 bazookas. Stupid me though, I didn't realize it at the time, and I was missing this end piece, and when I saw the other parts, I'm like, oh crap, where'd it go? And then I'm like, well, whatever, threw it out, and then I saw the end piece on the ground, so it only has 1 bazooka. Oh well, because G3 is known for 2 bazookas. If you play it in Battle Operation 2, it has 2 bazookas. And I mishmashed. I gave it the flatter shoulders, but I still gave it the weapons on the chest, and I didn't give it the ones on the arms. And I did the shield the normal way. And then you can see it has a darker color here, like more of a gunmetal for the gray, compared to the, you know, standard gray color that the other 72 usually has. But it definitely stands out better compared to like the light gray that it has, right? And they all share the same kind of stickers, like the eyes, the cameras. You don't need to use the forehead ones because it's just the plastic going through. But it has a little V on the crotch. They still couldn't figure that one out until the entry grade. Seems weird, right? The cheap one is the one that did it right. And then we got this guy here, which I'm not sure, but I think it was an ANA exclusive. It's that Airplane Company. They did quite a few exclusives at the time. And it's not the G3, you can see. It's actually white, and it's got this even the blue here in the vents and the collar are a little bit different. And then it's got some more navy blue. But it's a nice little variant. I like it. It still has the same kind of gunmetal gray that that this one has. So because those are usually used for exclusives, that gray color, just the way they do it. And I had to get the Char version, or the Castfall version, because I just really like this color scheme. This whole red with the maroon, or what do you want to call it, and then the pretty much like charcoal, not quite black. And I decided, because I didn't use the over-the-shoulder gun on the G3, I figured give this guy 2. And I also gave him these two because you get doubles of the arm pieces, so I gave it on both arms, and both guns, and the bazooka on the back. So he is loaded to bear. And I kind of like how these are like sticking up like that, kind of like smokestacks or something. God, it looks really nice. Doesn't it look nice in this color? I really like how it looks. Didn't do a very good job putting the eye stickers on, but they're all the same head. Well, okay, these ones are all the same head. I'll get to that. And then this one is the only one that wasn't the same company. This guy here, but the quality on all of these are basically the same as the original. And I don't know if this color scheme is based on anything, but it's definitely a little unique because it's a different shade of gray than even the G3. I don't even know what you'd call that, because this is the standard gray I think of when I think of the RX-78 in a gray color. This is something different, because even if I bring in the ANA version, see, that's white, that's not. So I don't know. And then you got this like orange and blood red, and the gray for that. Is this? I gave you the wrong hand. Upside down hand. Don't worry, I got this. And yeah, the scopes here are different because they match the vent, so they're not like the usual yellow that we'd see. And then we have the most unique looking one, which was a P-Band, I know for sure. And I think it's the rollout color version, the rollout one, which has different eyes. Now, I didn't put a sticker on the in the eyes. I thought I'd try and just kind of go out an outline, which I did a crappy ass job of doing, outlining the eyes. I'll have to fix that later. But it has a completely different head. The only thing that it does use is the eyepiece. Because if you want, you can kind of make another Gundam head just with a vacant void. You could kind of like put like a thin sheet of plastic in there and have it like a visor. Because there are Gundams, RX-72 variants that have visors like the Heavy Gundam, which I think is also a P-Banda. That would be a nice one to get knocked off. 15 bucks all day. And it does have a few other changes like the gray. See, it's got white, but then it has this light gray. These are new plates too, for the biceps and the thighs. They gave you a new plate just to change the color because they were all one plate in the other ones. Another thing they did for this kit, which I think is new, I don't think the Bandai one did. You get all these extra face plates, and one of them fell off. I put one with the extra head, but this one here, if you can see, I gave it a smooth faceplate. Oh boy, focus. Guy did a crappy job on those eyes. But yeah, smooth faceplate. You've also got one with like just these ones here are like, I can't even tell the difference. And neither can the camera. But they're just oh so different. I think maybe one is slightly wider, slightly longer. I don't know. But it's not, I don't think, different enough to warrant all those pieces. But hey, whatever, you know, they're still 15 bucks, don't care. And another thing I want to mention, besides this actually, beam effects. The original and all the other ones have you with the straight one and the curve. I forgot about this when I got the first knockoff out. But yeah, one is specifically curved, so it looks like it's swinging. Forgot about that. Very cool, Bandai. But they give you, each kit gives you different water slide decals. And I kind of forgot which is which. That's pretty bad, huh? Should have cut them separate. But some of them are the same, and some of them are kind of be like alternate versions of the other. These two are identical. These three are identical. Right here. This one here, I think, is the one from the Misfit. And this one, I think, is from the Rollout. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. I really should have kept them separate, but I just kind of threw them all on the table, and then I forgot. So while I never planned to get so many variants of the Origin RX-78 I'm not complaining, because it's a great kit. It's a fun build. It has so many different variations to do with those parts, because you get the ones for the middle, the early type and the middle type, and it's just, you can alternate, give them different things. You know, one, you can use both weapons or one of each, doesn't matter. You can use the shield upside down, give it the cannon, give it two beam sabers, no cannon, whatever you want to do. So it's just fun. The more the merrier.